there were only 3 speakers: the Lord Mayor of London, our host, Prince Charles, and Field Marshal the Lord Bramwell. And then quickly up stood the great Colonel Eddie Blondel to say a few words. Some of us, the great Colonel spoke for no more than 2 or 3 minutes and said, "Gentlemen," because there were no ladies present, I'm afraid to say, "Gentlemen," he said, "I stand before you ashamed of my country for not giving you support in the first Iraq war." But he then went on to say, he said, "I feel very sorry that we of the Belgium SAS weren't at least able to help you, because the British SAS had quite a big participation in that war." And he said, "All we did was to try and stop selling you ammunition, because as you know, we use a lot of Belgian ammunition." And everybody rose to their feet to congratulate the great Colonel Eddie Blondel. But I hope this little small story tells you just what a man Eddie Blondel was. He would speak up and speak up for the reasons that he thought were right and proper. As you know, we proceed to the Netherlands and then on to Germany, before we then finally return to, again, somewhere which we have to thank Belgium for keeping in such wonderful preservation, and that is the Menin Gate, which is possibly one of the great World War I, that horrible war's memorials that is left in what we know as France, overwhelmed by the ceremony that's held every night when the Belgian firemen partake in a special ceremony before. It's obviously been a good speech. A good joke in Belgium.
He makes it shorter now.
Gentlemen, I must finish. Thank you back to my SAS friends for all coming across to do this great journey, and I must thank Colonel Keith Edlin for a great tour that he's arranged. May I finish by saying the Belgians have the last word over the SAS, because we all march to their regimental march. And as you know, our march is the March of the Parachutiste Belge. And in touch with their service, Mr. Dupont, can you be upstanding and give our toast to our Belgian hosts? Our Belgian hosts. Thank you.